First weekend in May means it's the start of champion season in KZN. There's been all sorts of constructions, upgrades and changes happening, and I know the guys are all chomping at the bit to go and experience the new and improved Hollywoodbets Greyville for themselves. It's an exciting time of the year with all the feature races that's lined up between now and the end of July. Welcome! Good to have you along for our preview of this 9-race program at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Saturday afternoon. It's a standalone meeting where the first race gets underway at 11:40. We've got our customary 4 feature races that normally kicks off champion season on the card, and we're also off to a novel start with a 400-meter dash. So it's not going to be easy, especially if you're having to find selections in the first couple of races for the Hollywoodbet Punted Challenge. Make sure you've got your free entry on and play the bet slip. Pools are going to be big, lots of money to be made. Let's see how many winners we can find. The first race, as I said, is a dash, where 10 runners will line up at the 400-meter mark. I've narrowed it down to one of 3 horses that could possibly win it. Also made a point of checking the anti-post call prior to us pre-recording the show. I never do that, but this time around I thought, let's give you guys also a guide as far as the betting is concerned. 8, The Abdicator, has shortened from 2.27 into 1.82. Number 2, Hold the Key, from 3.57 into 2.86. And number 9, No Filters, from 4-1 has shortened into 3.33 on hollywoodbets.net. Bar those, you can get 8.5-1 and upwards. The others, the one I know best out of the 3 is The Abdicator. Know this horse well from Cape Town. Used to be with the stable of Pitstein, has now moved up to join the Mike and Matthew de Kock training partnership for the season. This horse normally shows lots of toe from the get-go, and I'm sure they're hoping not only will he show speed at the start, but speed all the way through to win the 400-meter dash. He brings strong Cape Town form to KZN, and I do think he's the one to side with. So I'm going 8, The Abdicator, to win it, ahead of 9, No Filters, 2, Hold the Key, and 5, Hurricane Cat. Second race on the card is a maiden juvenile plate, where 9 runners will line up at the 1200-meter mark. Not an easy race. 8 of the 9 are first-timers. In fact, it's 2-1 about number 5, Flag Champ, a 900,000 rand purchase, a Canford Cliff colt from the stable of Gareth van Salen. In fact, he has the first 2 in the betting, and number 7, Director, is at 3.57. I like the third choice in the market, number 2, Intensity. With this horse having a run under the belt, I do think we can expect any amount of natural improvement. Finish 5th, first time out behind I'm a Fireball. The horse that ran second that day was a horse called Captain's Pride, who subsequently come out and won since. I do think with that experience under the belt and with any amount of expected improvement, this horse will take a power of beating. Richard Free, MJ Oudendal, they should unsettle in the number 1 box with 2, Intensity as my first choice, ahead of 5, Flag Champ, 3rd, 7, Director, and 4th, number 3, Born Supremacy. Moving on to race 3, maiden juvenile plate for the girls. 11 of them will line up at the 1200-meter mark. And again, here are a couple of first-timers, many of them only having had 1 run under the belt, and only 1 or 2 of them that have more than 1 run under the belt. Number 2, Dark Matter, is at 2.5-1, while number 8, Love the USA, is at 3.33-1, 6, Delaware River at 4.55, and 11, Kim K from 6.25 has come into 5-1. I like the favourite, number 2, Dark Matter. I do think this is the right one in this race. She took on the boys first time out, and we're once again going to put that I'm a Fireball form line to the test, as we're doing in the previous race. She finished 3rd. Those that finished ahead of her in 2nd has, of course, come out and franked that form line. She would have come on with the benefit of that run. She steps up to 1200, which I think she will enjoy. There's more to come. So 2, Dark Matter, to win it, ahead of 6, Delaware River. For 3rd, I'm going 8, Love the USA, and 4th, number 3, Capture the Peace. On to the 4th, first leg of this afternoon's Pick 6, and race 4 is the East Coast Cup, a listed event where 13 runners will line up at the 2,000-meter mark. A few hard-knocking individuals all making their KZN debuts. And there's a case that can be made for a number of them in this race. So it's one of those races where you're either going to be playing short or you're going to be playing with quite a bit of cover. I've made notes alongside quite a few, which means that I'm looking to play this race with cover. I think Hat's Queen is one of those that needs to be included, brings good Joburg form to KZN. 6, Destiny of Fire, one of the longer shots in the party, decent recent form. There's the lightly raced number 7, Mocha Blend, who also is a Hollywoodbets Durban July entry, and another one that needs to be considered. There's a horse that's got consistent Cape Town form, 8, Fatal Gem, that must come into the equation, and so to number 12, She's a Bomber. But I like number 4, Goodness Gracious Me. Richard Free, Justin Snaith, they team up. This horse is currently priced up 4-1, so there's quite a bit of value. Very good Cape Town form that this horse brings to KZN. Stayed on for 3rd last time out in the Cape Fillies Classic. That form line has, of course, been franked by a horse called Give Me Everything, who's come out and won again since that one. I do think coming back from a bit of a break will jump from Stallgate 4, place itself nicely, and get satellite where it matters most. So I'm going with number 4, Goodness Gracious Me, to win it, ahead of 2, Hat's Queen. For 3rd, number 7, Mocha Blend, and 4th, number 8, Fatal Gem. On to the first leg of the jackpot, race 5, which is the Drill Hall Stakes, and yes, is where the Older Brigade start their KZN campaign for the winter season. This race run at grade 2 level. A field of 12 runners will line up at the 1400-metre mark. And here's some familiar names amongst the horses that have made the final field. Number 2, See It Again. Well, this horse has to find some of that very good earlier form before one can go for See It Again with any kind of confidence. Last year's winner, number 3, Royal Aussie, back to defend the crown. We've got number 8, Montien. This horse certainly was a revelation in Cape Town during the height of the Cape summer season. Placed in both the King's Plate and the Met. Texas Red as a roughie, comes in with solid form. And then there's the Dean Cannemeyer trained, number 11, The Real Prince, who won the Jet Master Stakes by 5 lengths, and that was super impressive. I like number 4, Great Plains. Justin has always held this horse in very high regard. All 4 wins have come over this distance. Second one after rest, should strip much fitter. I make it a big runner. 4, Great Plains to win it, ahead of 11, The Real Prince. For 3rd, I'm going with 3, Royal Aussie, and 4th, number 8, Montien. That takes us on to the first of our guineas, one for the girls, the Fillies Guineas, grade 2. 16 runners, a full field, to line up at the 1600-metre mark, and Mike de Kock sends out his rising star, number 11, Spumante Dolce. I've been following her closely, particularly during the autumn season in Gauteng. She has been very consistent. She's currently priced up 2.27-1, while number 7, Oxala's Gold, is at 7.14. 12, Green Sapphire, 7.14. And so to number 14, Give Me Everything, at 7.14. I like a double-figure entry in this race, and that's number 2, Mon Petit Cherie. This horse incidentally shortened from 14.29 into 10-1. This horse brings solid Cape Town form to KZN from the training partnership of Brett and James Crawford. Was 3rd last time out in the Prix de Cup, and the horse that finished behind her in 4th was a horse called Miamu, who subsequently come out and franked that form line. This horse is drawn well, and I do think will go well over this trip, so I'm going to side with the value. Number 2, Mon Petit Cherie, to beat number 11, Spumante Dolce. I could be wrong, it could be the other way around. We've all got our opinions. For 3rd, I'm going 7, Oxala's Gold, and 4th, number 1, VJ's Angel. On to race 7 we go, which is the WSB Guineas Grade 2, to be run over 1600. 9 runners will face the starter, and when I saw 8 on 18, that's where I started, that's where I stopped. As far as looking for a winner is concerned, I think this horse is going to take a power of beating. Back from a bit of a break, this horse was a revelation during the Cape summer season. Mission accomplished when winning the Cape Town Met and also winning the Cape Town Derby, both at grade 1 level. I do think he is the best middle distance horse in the country at the moment. So I'm going 5, 8 on 18 to beat number 3, Cosmic Speed. For 3rd, I'm going with 1, Sail the Seas, and 4th, number 2, Zeist. That takes us on to the 8th race, the penultimate race on the programme. It's a progress plate for fillies, 12 runners to line up at the 1200, and you know, progress plate means I'm only going to look in one direction. Who's the best weighted? Horse that fits that bill is number 2, Rodeo Drive. This horse stayed on in a grade 3. Last time out, it was the national currency. And I do think that this horse will take a power of beating. Coming back from a break, likes to race fish. And I do think will give a good account of herself. Sean Terry, Richard Free. In fact, I think Richard is going to have a wonderful afternoon at Hollywoodbets Greyville tomorrow afternoon. So, Rodeo Drive to win it. Ahead of 4, Bast in Glory. For third, I'm going with Katiwa's Destiny. And fourth, number 6, Sovereign Grant. That takes us on to the last race on the program. 16:33 is the off time of race 9. Class 4, benchmark 80, 15 runners is carded. It's 14 plus 1 reserve. 1,400 meters the distance. You know, I was umming and eyeing which way to go with this race because not many of them are going to Hollywood. I decided I'm going with Mr. Reliable, and that's Hollywood Racing's number 12, Moya Walla Liga. We went for this horse last time out. He didn't let the side down. He actually won very, very well last time out. Gareth van Zyl, Samanga Kamalo, that jockey-trainer combination is in very, very good form of late. And I do think that with a bit of luck on their side from a deep draw, they could end up in the number 1 box. 5-1, you can't get hurt. So I'm going 12 Moya Walla Liga to win it, ahead of number 7, Future. For third, number 4, Superfast. And fourth, number 8, World of Our Own. And that takes care of our race meeting preview of Hollywoodbets Greyville on Saturday afternoon. Trust you're going to enjoy the start of Champion Season 2025. Till next time from me, Rouvaun. You take care. Cheers for now.